What is the IKN? The IKN stands for National Creative Industry Policy or Dasar Creative Industry Negara. It's a Malaysian national framework to develop and strengthen the creative industry. It's positioned creative industry as economic driver, cultural identity builders, and global expert sector. So, key objective of the ICANN in music industry. The ICANN support talent development and creative professional by providing training, exposure, and opportunities for growth. It also encourages sustainable business model so creative industry, including music, can generate long-term income and not depend only on short-term projects. In addition, the IKM promotes local content while helping creative products reach the global markets. Lastly, it integrates creativity with digital technology and innovation, which is important in today's digital era, especially for the music industry. So now, this slide focus on how the ICANN support the music industry specifically. The ICANN provide funding, grants, and infrastructure support to help musicians, producers, and music organizations develop quality content. It also encourages digital distribution and monetization, allowing artists to earn income through streaming platform and online media. Through this initiative, the ICANN helps Malaysian music compete not only locally but also in regional and international markets, making Malaysian artists more visible and globally. So overview of the Malaysian music industry. So this slide explain the music industry in Malaysia. So in definition, the music industry includes music creation, production, distribution, performance, and monetization. It covers various genres such as pop, traditional music, indie, hip hop, rock, and Islamic music, which represent Malaysian culture diversity. So the main component include creative professional like singers, composer, producer, and songwriter. It also involve organizations such as a record labels, studio, streaming platform, and government bodies. Music is distributed through channel like radio, television, streaming service, and social media, which allow artists to reach wider audience. So, for industry evolution, the industry has shifted from physical sales like CDs and cassettes to digital streaming platform. There is also a rise in independent artists who use platforms such as YouTube, Spotify, and TikTok to promote their music. Also, technology and social media now play a strong role in music promotion and audience engagement. So, in cultural significance, music reflects Malaysian identity, language, diversity, and social issues. It also acts as a tool for nation branding and cultural diplomacy by showcasing Malaysian culture to the world. So,
When we look at the Malaysian music industry, it is not driven by artists alone, but by an ecosystem that connects creative talents with institutional support. At the creative level, singers, songwriters, and composers play different but complementary roles. Singer-songwriters communicate directly with the audience, while composers focus on building the musical foundation behind each piece. This creative these creatives are supported by organizations such as Universal Music Malaysia, which manage commercial distribution and market strategy, and Cendana, which strengthen the industry through funding, training, and policy support. Together, these players ensure that Malaysian music can be produced, distributed, and sustained in a competitive market. When we look at the Malaysian music industry, it is not driven by. Next, we will be looking at one of the key players in the music sector. The first one is singer-songwriter. Singer-songwriter are more than just performers. They shape the artistic identity of a song and help position it within a specific genre or market. By writing original compositions and developing vocal arrangement, they determine how a song sounds and how it is presented to listeners. At the same time, their role extends beyond music creation as they actively engage audience through live performance and digital platforms. Because of this visibility, singer-songwriters often become the main representative of Malaysian music, influencing cultural expressions through language, storytelling, and personal style. The second key player in the industry is the composer. Composers operate largely behind the scenes, but their contribution is essential. They are responsible for constructing the musical structure of a piece, from melodies and chord progression to distinctive musical motifs. Through the preparation of score sheets, demos, and arrangement guides, composers translate creative ideas into a form that can be performed and recorded. Their work shapes the emotional direction of a song and plays a major role in determining how memorable, marketable, and culturally resonant the final product becomes. Next, we will look what are the organizations that expand the music sector in Malaysia. First, it is Universal Music Malaysia, that represents the commercial and strategic side of the music industry. The organization identifies talent, develop artists, and build strong branding to ensure long-term market relevance. It also manages large-scale distribution across global and regional platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube, while overseeing intellectual property rights and licensing. Through these functions, Universal helps Malaysian artists access international markets and introduce professional standards into contract, promotion, and monetizations. Now, for the other organization, it is Cendana. Cendana plays a supportive and developmental role within the music ecosystem. Rather than focusing on commercial profit, the agency invests in a long-term industry growth by providing grants, project funding, and career development opportunities. It also enhances industry capacity through training workshops, research, and ecosystem planning. As a result, Chandana has emerging and independent musicians access financial resource, professional pathway, and expert readiness, strengthening the sustainability of Malaysia music industry.
So now move to the evolution of the music industry. So before the IKN, the industry dominated by major label, which is during that time, in the industry still selling CD sales and also radio promotion. But during that time, there's a limited indie scenes and international reach because of during that time, the internet wasn't that fast as now, and also during that time royalty list structured since there is a lack of enforcement of the law. So after the IKN, there's multiple grants and training for musicians, better copyright law, more digitalization because there is now they have YouTube, Spotify, and TikTok. Before the IKN, there's YouTube, Spotify, also TikTok too, but there is not famous enough to use. After the IKN, indie artists can rise without big labels like there's 420, also multiple more. And also Malaysian artists like Yuna started to go global, and there's a lot of live music event nowadays. So move to the evolution timeline of the digital music industry starting by 2010, which is the IKN launches and lead to stronger copyright system. I moved to the 2012 rise of indie label and digital production, which is as you can see now there's multiple indie band like 420, and moved to the 2050, which is streaming dominated to the market. And in 2018, TikTok influencer lead to the new promotion culture, which is as we can see until now there's a lot of TikTok influencer that dominated our industry nowadays, not in just promotion culture but multiple more nowadays. And move to the 2020 after the pandemic lead to virtual concert online growth. As we can see now in 2025, we can see a lot of concert be held nowadays. All of this starting by the virtual concert in 2020 and move to the 2023 until now, Malaysia Act go global like Adola, also Yuna.
The current roles of key players in Malaysia's music industry, focusing on production culture, narratives and identity, business models, and global positioning. It highlights how local artists and producers adapt to the digital technology and international markets, strengthening Malaysia's presence in global creative industry. So the first one is narrative and identity. So Malaysia music blends local cultural identity with global pop influencers. So the artists highlight cultural roots while appealing to international audiences. So for example, like Yuna represents a modern Malay identity on a global stage. So in the term of production culture, music producers in Malaysia now work mainly using digital audio workstation (DAWs), allowing faster and more flexible production. Collaboration has expanded globally, with local producers and artists working with international mixers and joining global songwriting camps, increasing exposure and quality. Moving on to business models. Revenue is generated through music streaming platforms, live concerts, and brand sponsorship. So artists also earn from the merchandising, viral marketing on TikTok, and even Instagram Reels, and sing licensing for advertisement and films. And the last one, we have global positioning. So Malaysian artists and producers are gaining international recognition. Like Yuna has charted on US Billboard, meanwhile Zola has strong reach across Southeast Asia, and local producers now collaborate with K-pop and international artists, strengthening Malaysia's global presence. That's all for me.
I am Amalia Maisara, metric number 291690, and I will continue with the conclusion part. So, in conclusion, Malaysian music industry continue to grow through digital information and knowledge network (DIKN). Digital platform and social media help artists reach wider and global audience. With policy support, the industry can strengthen its cultural identity and remain competitive worldwide. This means the industry now depends on digital technology, online information, and knowledge sharing to develop music. For example, artists use digital tools for recording, editing, and learning new skills, while organizations use online systems to manage production and distribution more efficiently. Platforms such as Spotify, YouTube, and TikTok allow Malaysian artists to promote their music without any physical boundaries. Local artists can upload a song online and gain listeners from other countries, which was difficult before the digital era. Government policies and agencies support local talent through funding, training, and copyright protection. This helps Malaysian music highlight local culture while competing with international artists in the global music market. I think that's all from us. Thank you.